Hi, it's me, Daphne, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the first video of the new year, 2026. Sorry if my voice is a little funny or if I sniffle or cough. I'm still recovering from the flu that I caught earlier this month. I'm about to cough. Fuck. Sorry. Chase came home with the flu. I took care of him, and then I eventually got the flu, and we were both out for a good while. But I'm feeling better. I wanted to come onto the channel and talk to you about my life. I have lots of updates. As you can tell by the thumbnail, I am pregnant. I'll show you the bump if you like in a second. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that, and that's why I've kind of been missing from posting consistently on YouTube and on Instagram and all that jazz. It'll probably still remain inconsistent if we're being honest, but I love YouTube, I love reading, and I love posting here, so I'm gonna post as often as I can in 2026. We'll start there as a life update. So let me show you the bump because it's fun. Here she blows. The full naked belly bump, if you care to see it in its full glory. I am 29 weeks pregnant as of filming this. That puts me, I think, at 7 months still. Yeah, I don't turn 8 months until 32 weeks, so I'm 29 weeks. So the pregnancy obviously is the biggest life update. That's why I've been very MIA and inconsistent, like I was saying. I'm gonna do my best to post as often as I can, considering my life is gonna shift a lot. And also speaking about pregnancy and becoming a mom, me and my husband becoming parents and all that stuff, this is not gonna be a mommy channel. This is not gonna be like a family vlog channel. I don't plan on sharing my child at all, her face, on social media, and I'm trying to draw a hard line there. It feels really a big deal to say that publicly, I'm not putting my child's face online. And it's not even I'm a huge social media person, but my accounts are public and I like that they're public, so I don't want her face. It's a girl. Well, that was the other thing I wanted to say, but I don't want to put her face online and have it taken by a weirdo or taken by AI and manipulate it. I just don't know what the landscape of the social media and AI and the internet is going to be as she grows up. So I'm leaning on the side of protective. So I have this hard drive, which I use for everything. It's 5 terabytes. I'm not even close to filling it, but I labeled it. It says Orange Drive number 1 because I have it called Orange Drive on the computer. But I got a second one that I labeled Upshaw Home Videos, which is another 5 terabytes. And I'm just gonna be still vlogging for our family, with her face, so that we have the memories and stuff, and just putting it on private storage. Not everything needs to be public. People can choose to share whatever they want. I'm not gonna knock other people for the choices that they make, but I think I'm gonna go old school and just do home videos that are truly just for loved ones, family, friends that are close enough to me in real life to see that stuff. And if we're friends online, maybe we should exchange cell phone numbers. And I can share stuff like that with you if we feel close enough. I just don't think it's in her best safety to share all of that to everyone who has access to the internet. Even though obviously 99.9999% of people that I assume are watching my channel are very well-meaning, not crazy, not dangerous people, and I'd have no problem sharing them with you as a particular person per se, but the internet is forever and the internet is open to everybody, and I just, I gotta play it safe. So that's my plan right now. Yeah, I'm excited to fill this up with treasured memories. I have a couple things on here from the early stages of the pregnancy, just my diary thoughts. But yeah, so that's my plan for that. And I also have a separate SD card that all my stuff will be on for home videos. That way everything is truly separate. Since everything's separate, this channel will remain a bookish channel about my love of books, what I'm reading. That transitions us a bit into like some like mini goals, whatever. I want to bring back some of my vlog style videos, like my reading vlogs, where I can. Obviously when baby's here, she'll be like around. I'm not gonna like pretend like she doesn't exist, but she just won't be heavily featured like I was saying. I felt like I really couldn't vlog till now until making this a public announcement because I was hiding it. I wanted it to be very private. It's quite the journey. I've had, you know, people around me, my friends and stuff, going through similar journeys that, you know, just don't, the details of everything doesn't need to be everybody's business. You know, so I was keeping it very private, but now that it's public, I feel very safe and secure. Cross my fingers, knock on wood. And then another goal that I've written down for 2026 is I want to read like 24 books, okay? Usually my goal is 80 books. I do read a lot of novellas, so it's easy for me to get around that number when life is how it used to be, like in 2024. 2025, I read less. I think I read 70 books in total, and again, that's with a fair chunk of novellas mixed in. But I like didn't want to put pressure on hitting 80 with like not feeling well and first trimester and just like a lot of emotional things going on in my life and just like life just being a lot, you know? So I'm really paring back. I have no idea what my life's gonna be after baby's here and all that. So I think just committing to 24 for like my Goodreads goal is easy peasy. I will definitely hit that, I feel like. And that's why I want to bring like the reading vlogs back, because if I'm not reading as much, at least we can still like hang out and like we can be there together while I'm reading. We can talk about my reads. We can see what I'm up to in life. And yeah, I think that will still be fun to share and for me to document. So that might like change the types of videos I end up putting out over time. Like if I'm not able to read as much as I have in the past, making a 5-book TBR might not be like the vibe anymore, but I do want to still make bookish videos. So like I have this box from Fairy Loot that I've been waiting to unbox with you guys. Obviously for months and months and months, I've been saying I was going to do the bookshelf video. I have a bunch of clips from months and months and months ago of me and my friends like installing these shelves, putting the books on the shelves. They're just not organized. So I want to like wrap that video up, organize it. Now it's not a big deal that you can like see me full body and know that I'm pregnant. Like it's not a big deal. So I want to do that sooner than later. I want to do some of my series binges again. I did a series binge of Harry Potter in 2025. I think I need to like still film that last clip from the last book because I finished the books finally. It took me way longer to complete that project than I expected, but there are a bunch of like trilogies I want to get into, like the Broken Earth trilogy. I want to reread the first book in the Poppy War and continue that series. I want to read also it's like a Russian one. Oh, the Bronze Horseman trilogy. I read that first one years ago, like when I was a teenager, was obsessed with it and didn't realize it was a series. So I want to do that as a series binge. Like there are a lot of like ideas that I still have and I want to execute for you guys. Even if there aren't like regular TBRs, I still will have bookish videos for you, and I hope you want to hang out with me still. What other ideas do I have? I don't fucking know. I'm a little less organized than I would prefer to be. I had like this beautiful ideas checklist that I wrote up at the beginning of 2025. I made it like a raid log basically, which is like project management talk, but it was like a list of action items and like if it was in progress or like scheduling it out and all that stuff, which is fun for me and it helps me mentally to like organize that way. But I got like maybe a third of the way through it, and then we were trying for the baby and like all that stuff and then not feeling well, and I just kind of like left the group chat in not a good way. It was just like vanished. I was like, okay, that became less useful because I wasn't referencing it. Yeah, I will try to do that a little bit, but it'll just be like slower. We're just gonna be slower. I guess next we could talk about the books that I'm currently reading. I'm reading Frankenstein. I have it over here. This is the 1818 text version by Mary Shelley. This is the second time I'm reading it. I'm reading it for my IRL book club with my friends here in New York City. I'm enjoying it a lot more the second time around because I know like the flow of the story. The first time I was like, why are we with this guy going on a voyage to the North Pole? Like, I didn't understand what was happening, but things make more sense now that I like know the order of operations of what's happening. And I feel like the Old English, now that I'm in my 30s, is easier for me to understand versus when I was in my 20s, like my early 20s when I read this the first time. So enjoying that. I also just finished Insatiable by Lee Rivers. This is the first book in the Edge of Darkness trilogy. Yeah, it's a trilogy. It's a long book. It was like 400 pages. And it's a dark romance, secret relationship, but they're like exes now. There's a lot of flashbacks going on. It's like this guy, his name's Cade. He's an assassin, but he's also being abused by his bosses, this crazy woman. His dad is like in an asylum for like killing people because he's obsessed with the mother. And, you know, Kate has a twin sister who's best friends with our heroine. Her name is Stacy. Our main character, her name is Stacy. She's being abused by like her stepbrother. She has two stepbrothers, but her friends only know about one stepbrother who's like nice to her. They don't know about the evil one. And he's like obsessed with her and he like physically abuses her. He doesn't sexually assault her in the first one, which is surprising because he's like in love with her. But yeah, so she's dealing with that stuff and they have like a tumultuous past. Like they were so innocent. They were like each other's first and everything when they were like 18 and now they're 21 and they hate each other. Trying to figure that out. I mean, kind of like a lot and almost nothing happened in book one. At times I would say to myself like this book is so stupid because the thoughts of the characters are very repetitive. They're like, I hate you. I hate your guts. And then they like want to hook up. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense, but the plot also doesn't really make sense, but it's like kind of interesting. There's a lot of action. So I'm like hooked enough. I'm like, I read 400 pages worth of this plot, even though it doesn't always make sense, but I need some resolutions. There were like there was zero resolutions in the first one. So I'm moving into the second one, which is called Voracious. Is that how you spell Voracious? It's not a word that I've had to look at really ever.
Voracious.
Voracious. I'm sorry. Do I say that wrong? I thought it was Voracious. Voracious? Apparently, I've been pronouncing that wrong my entire life. We'll see where this story continues to go. It's fun enough, but also I'm like rolling my eyes. I read a handful of pages of Saving 6. Really excited to continue that. This is the third book in the Boys of Tommen series, a very popular series here on A Romance booktube and book talk probably too. I have my other editions. They're here. This one fell over. Binding 13 and Keeping 13. Had a really fun time reading those in December. I'll talk about more of those in my wrap up. I couldn't help but dive into Saving 6, but I kind of need a little bit of a break from the trauma of it all. This one is between Joey and Aoife, and we kind of know the trajectory of their story because of the first two books, but you're gonna get more detail. And I just know it's gonna be bad. I know it's gonna be bad. Like bad things happen. Not that the book is bad, but bad things happen to these characters. I have a book by my bedside, a historical romance by Beverly Jenkins. I think it's called Jewel. So I want to get to that too. I did read a couple pages of that also a while ago, but I haven't picked it up in a while. But I want to make sure I'm reading diversely and pick up the books off my shelves that I own and add more Black books to my collection. So I really want to prioritize her books and more books like it. So that's all I have for now. I know I rambled for a while. I really appreciate you spending some time with me. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I know it's going to be quite the journey here on this channel going forward, but I appreciate you spending time with me. I love being here and posting, so yes, I will make it as worth it as I can, and I will catch you in another video. Bye.